And we're going to talk about that with regard to like the cheating and everything else. But I want you to, what I want to talk to you about is how you move forward. And I see you've already taken your ring off.
It's right here. Let's put it out where it can be negotiated. Yep.
And, you know, I'm a former criminal defense attorney, and I will say, Romeo. I will say that you are, it's probably be easier to nail a jellyfish to a wall than to get the straight story out of you. Okay. And the only way, hold on a second, the only way that this is going to get fixed.
Hold on a second. No, Romeo, let's talk about something. What's the matter?
I have taken it off. Look at that. Like, that's so, like, wrong. Like, this a lie. I feel like it's a lie.
All right.
Sorry, excuse me. I wouldn't have done that to you.
What are you feeling about this? That she should not?
I mean, I feel hurt. I mean, my ring is sitting on the table.
You feel hurt?
Yeah.
You feel hurt?
Yeah.
I'm not on there with some dude, like, you know, trying to take him to the room. So this is the first time you got caught. What about the other times when there's not a private investigator, when there's no, you know, it's just you behind closed doors with somebody else? I don't know.
And even with evidence, as Mel was saying, he's slipping out. He's trying to slip out from under everything.
Well, here's what troubles me the most, is that you've been nailed.
Yeah.
And if there were ever a time, and we've seen it play out in the news, Mark Sanford, Anthony Weiner, every time we watch somebody get busted for cheating, we all say, why the hell you just not come forward? You have an opportunity to come clean. How many people in here, raise your hand, think he's cheated on her?
100%. I don't see one hand down.
Uh-huh. And you said earlier you needed proof, but you had it all along. See, one of the things that's interesting about women is that we have two things in greater supply than men. More estrogen and higher intuition.
Way higher.
Yeah.
And then third, you don't trust your intuition.
Yes. And so the thing is, guys, is that first of all, you're with Dr. Drew. So everything in life is recoverable if you're willing to do the work. What troubles me the most is the fact that you've been nailed. Your story is coming out like breadcrumbs. It's like watching somebody do a dance over there. Oh, they're going to catch me over here. Oh, we're going to move over here. Then we're going to say over this, and then we're going to go over there.
Okay.
And I don't see a man that is acting consistent with someone that wants to save their marriage. I see a guy that's busy trying to blame it on your workload, blame it on your wife, blame it on the nagging. This is your fault. If you want to sleep around, that's your life.
Have at it.
Yeah, I have a solution.
Yeah.
Don't get married.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now hold on.
Right.
And the opportunity here, one of the things that is amazing about this opportunity is you learned a very important lesson, I hope.
Trust your instincts.
I did.
Yes.
Always trust
your instincts have been right all along. The problem here is that you didn't listen.
I was in denial.
Well, what I'm curious to know is, what do you want?
I don't know. A part of me is like, I want help. Part of me is like, I want to go. Part of me is still, I'm just so upset and angry. I'm actually probably more hurt than angry, but the anger is a nice cover-up for me. So
you seem very composed.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of either, frankly.
Yeah,
I would think
you're
it'd be
not going to
11.
see it.
Because she holds her feelings back.
Oh, this is very good. This is very good.
What, there's going to be something more later?
Yes.
Well, because
I
because we've deflected the attention off of Romeo, so he can breathe easy for a minute.
No, it's not about breathing easy.
I don't think you want to be married.
Yeah, I do. But what you're saying is,
why do you want to be married?
Why do I want to be married? I love her.
Yeah, but loving someone is very different than being married.
I love her. Like, when me and Charity are together, like I said, in the beginning of this relationship, it was fired up. We was together, and that's what I wanted.
Yeah, but relationships are not about...
No, don't touch me. How are you going to do?
Are you serious? Don't touch you?
Relationships are not about intensity. And addiction is about intensity.
Excuse me. Don't touch you?
Don't touch me.
All right.
Don't touch me.
All right.
See, for a guy that likes women, you don't understand the #1 rule about women. Women, every woman in your life wants to feel as though she's your #1. And in every single instance, what you did to her was you didn't make her feel that way.
Okay.
When you leave the room to take a phone call, she's not your #1. When you go in the bathroom and turn on the faucet, it's not to hide the fact that you're peeing and talking. It's because you don't want her to hear the conversation. She's not your #1. When she comes to you and says, I have these concerns, and you won't talk about it, she's not your number one. I think any relationship can recover from cheating. The biggest problem you guys have is that fundamentally he does not treat you the way that someone should treat their wife or their husband when they're in a marriage, because it's about making her feel like she's number one, and you're not doing it.
Now, right now, what you're saying, okay, yeah, I'm not doing it right now. We've been like this for the last 6 months. 6 months have drugged me into, I told you, I see something bad. When I thought I was coming here, it was to strictly get help from me and her. Now I see you guys want to help me. Let's leave her out of it. Okay, this relationship, like I said, was beautiful the first 2 months. We got married, it was beautiful another 2 months. It was a very big problem.
What happened?
At that 30-day. You could ask her.
No, you tell me. What happened?
The time left. It was no more time, and then it wasn't about nagging. That's when a couple questions came about because she wasn't around me to see. So if she's around me, she can see my 24 hours a day. It's not a problem. But if she's not around me, the first time is 1 hour. So I dealt with that, and I let her go ahead and check my emails.
Hold on.
Excuse me. I let her go ahead and check my emails. Yeah, excuse me.
You gonna let that happen?
Yeah, excuse me.
Go ahead. No, he can get that off. He can get that off.
Okay.
No, let him get that off. You get that off. Go ahead.
Just gonna watch you put the rope out.
Go ahead.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So in the beginning...
What was that?
Huh?
What just
What was
happened?
that? Like,
what
is
just
that,
happened?
that's how
That's
married
something
couples
that we do.
communicate?
That's something that we do. That's something that we do because we know how to act different ways. And, you know...
We don't. I don't. That's mistreatment, though.
Okay.
That's mistreatment. But go ahead. I'm not interrupting you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, she said it to you earlier. After the second month, she had no idea how it changed or what changed. It wasn't nothing that I changed. And you asked, was you scared? Yes, I was. So at a certain point, I'm not worried about what she's doing. I'm not worried about her cheating. She's worried about me cheating. But I am worried about my wife and how I actually thought that we was going to have a relationship. And then one day it just stopped. So I dealt with that. And then I kept on dealing with it. But then now my time is being consumed with doing other things. The nagging starts. And the emails, the going through my computer starts. I didn't have no problem with her going through a computer. So yeah, I start answering questions. I start answering phone calls in other areas. So then that's...
You stood in front of...
No, I'm sorry to cut anybody off here. That's not true. You never let me go into your stuff. I went through it just because of how secretive you were.
No, you started off like that.
No, I did not start off. No, actually, I didn't.
Yeah,
I really didn't. No, I really didn't. And then
look, it'd be like this.
there's no need to be so dependent.
I'd like to see you unleash a little bit.
There's no,
Look, it'd be like this.
listen.
Look,
There's
check
no
this out.
need to be dependent on some time now because we don't spend this much time together or that much time together.
Hey, you are not finna come at me like this, okay?
I am.
I'm over this one. I'm over this. You are not. You are not.
What
did you say? You think? What? All right.
I didn't hear. I don't think I said anything.
I don't think so
wrong,
either.
So
We.
I'm straight.
All right. We're not done yet. We got obviously a lot more to do.
I know what happened.
Hang on. I don't think you said it. I don't even know what triggered
you know
that.
exactly what happened. He does not like being told what to do.
What the truth is, or what the truth
Or what
is.
the
It's
truth
even more
is.
difficult.
He is
What's
controlling
the
you.
jellyfish? You got nailed on the wall.
Yes.
All right. We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. Been a very explosive show. Charity now wanted to know if her husband Romeo was cheating. Now she knows, and we're trying to help sort this all out and deal with the fallout. What triggered you? What triggered you to leave? I didn't even see what she had said that had made you so upset.
Basically, I just need a calm conversation. It's not what triggered it.
She was having a calm conversation.
To you.
No, yeah.
To you.
To
But me and
anybody
her-
who
me and her-
Calm or disrespectful? Is that what triggered you?
No, calm, not disrespectful. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with being disrespected at all.
But I want you to hear me out. Because part of the problem that you guys have in your marriage is you're only allowed to communicate on his terms. Whether it's you can't look at his emails, you can't hear his phone calls, you're only allowed to talk to him about certain things in a certain tone of voice.
And I'm over here just voicing it. It's a problem, and I'm not the one who got caught for doing something.
Yes.
And you storm off like
and
I'm
so cheating, I really want you to get this. Cheating issues can be dealt with. This is a much harder problem to deal with because he doesn't respect you in terms of how he's speaking to you, and it's a manner in which he's controlling you. And I realize you may not think that that's what's going on, but that's exactly what the effect is.
Literally told her I don't respect her.
I'm watching it. Who here thinks that he does not respect her?
All right.
It's not, here's the deal about human behavior. It's not what you think, it's how it lands for her.
Okay.
And until you develop an empathy gene where you start to step into her shoes and they are tall, and consider what it must be like for her. What must it be like, Romeo, to be married to somebody that goes to Vegas and doesn't tell you? What must it be like for somebody that when they look at your email, they start yelling at you or they tell you to get out of there? What must it be like if your wife, you go for her cell phone and she grabs it and throws the SIM card down? What would that be like for you?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking you, what would that be like?
I mean, it wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good at all. At all.
You would start raising your voice. You would get angry. And that's why when she gets angry and we go, sure, she'd be angry. And you go, I'm not having that.
Oh, wow.
That's not respectful.
Yeah.
That's saying your feelings are invalid. They don't exist. I ain't going to listen to them. We're going to do this on my terms or nobody's terms. And that's invalidated her completely.
Okay.
Didn't you stand up in front of God and everybody and make a commitment that no matter what happened, you would stay committed to her?
Yeah.
You made that commitment.
Yeah.
And that commitment doesn't mean anything to anybody. That's why the ring is on the table now, is because that very sacred commitment, we don't seem to take sacred anymore. It's better or worse, you stick it out. Or you don't. You have an option to get out. But you don't mess with the commitment. You don't mess with that sacred vow. And you messed with it. You really did. Do you think you want to try to work this out? Or has it crossed into a zone where let's not hurt each other anymore?
I want to think about it. Hopefully we can. But I mean, that's crossing a line. Like, that's crossing an invisible line, but that's so much hurt. I just need time to think about it.
It is a lot of hurt. It's a lot of betrayal. And what people don't anticipate, that if Romeo decides he wants to really commit to this, it's a lot of work, a lot of time, but you have to work just as hard.
Mm-hmm.
The one that has been betrayed is often offended that they have to come along and, hey, I'm not the one that did that, I'm not the one. No, you thought it was a good idea to marry this guy. There's a reason for that. Mm-hmm. And you have to figure out what that is. And there's some deep wounds in there that need to come out and be processed. And you can both work on it together, or you can work on it alone. But one way or the other, you got to look at your own issues, or these patterns are going to keep coming up for you. Okay? We're actually going to make a referral to you to one of our friends at 1-800-THERAPIST. And we got to take another break. We'll be right back. I need to give a huge special thank you to CheaterVille.com, who alerted us and put us in contact with today's story. I also want to thank the private investigators, Ed Opperman, Tom Bettinati, and January for helping Charity uncover the truth, as painful as it might be. Now, before we leave, Mel Robbins has always some good takeaways, how to stand up for yourself in a relationship. So what do we do?
Number one, you got to always trust your gut, for sure, ladies.
Women especially.
Yes, and if your spouse is secretive about communication, you have a right to say something about it, and you should. Yep. And most important, if they're unwilling to talk about it, you might not want to hire a private investigator. You might want to get a lawyer.
Oh, interesting, interesting. And I'll tell you what, the acid test I always use is think to yourself, is that how you would treat somebody you love?
Of course not.
No,
Yes.
you just don't treat people you love that way. Maybe hire an attorney if they're treating you that way. Great info, Mel. Thank you. We'll see you all next time on Life Changers.